It's March, and I love a good floor general, right? I especially like a floor general that's from Joliet, Illinois, so this makes me feel old, but we'll roll with Jeremy Fears Jr. over 4.5 assists. Now, after a losing weekend, I got myself a little tool, so hopefully we bounce back with some player props. So last 10 games, the number's been set around 4.5. Now, it did go from minus 135 to minus 160. I'm cool with that, though. I'm going to play this. So he's hit this 60% in his last 10 games. We're getting kind of a reduced price here because the number was 5.5. Only had 2 against New Mexico, but before that had 6 against Bryant, had 6 against Wisconsin, had 6 against Oregon, had 6 against Michigan, and then I look at a 30-game sample size, went over this number 72.4% of the time. So I'm going to go with an assist prop, man. I'll go Jeremy Fears Jr. over 4.5. Again, the juice went up a little bit, but he's hit this in 6 of his last 8 where the assist prop has been offered. And again, if you look at a 30-game sample size this season for Michigan State, he's went over the number 70.6% of the time. So I like this. I don't really like Michigan State in the game. More on that later, but I'll go Fears over 4.5 assists.
All right, I'm going to stay in that Sparty Party game against Ole Miss. I think it's going to be a little bit up and down, quite frankly. I think it's going to be a little bit more high possessions than people believe because that's the style of play for the Ole Miss Rebels. And Michigan State is a willing team to run, right? They'd like to live in transition. And a guy that could maybe splash a couple of threes working in transition, Jace Richardson. Give me the over. It's just 1.5. All I need is not 1, but 2 made triples. And we're cashing it even money. Plus 100 right now at BetMGM. I look at Richardson, man. He's really come on strong here down the home stretch and in the NCAA tournament. He has gone over on 1.5 made triples in 8 of his last 10 games. In the NCAA tournament, he's averaging 4.5 jacks from outside per game. On the year, he's shooting 40.6% from way downtown. And you look at Ole Miss, number 244 in their last 8 games in 3-point percentage D, giving up 36.3%. Chase Richardson, it seems like a gift for the gambling gods, almost too good to be true. I love the over on 1.5 made threes at plus 100 there at BetMGM. And yeah, I really did bet on it. Check the spreadsheet out on thegamingjuice.com. Always free, always transparent. You can see all the red marks if you're like, oh, you were just making stuff up. Yeah, dude, I lost like 7, 8 or in a row on Sunday, and it's visible right there on the spreadsheet. And Richardson is available there as well. All right, let's check one deep. All plus money on the time on a hump day. And let's go ahead and throw a Hail Mary. What do you have here?
The definition of insanity, doing something over and over again when you know the result. Yep. And so here's the thing, man. Michigan State's burned me all season long. I keep betting against this team, right? Like big money, too. The Friday night against Michigan, I had Bryant. Disgusting. Bryant, I had with the points, 17.5, and I had a sprinkle on the money line. I was like, Earl Timberlake is going to give him problems. Oh, no. Nobody gave him problems. Faded Michigan State round 2. They were down 1 at the half. Felt all right. I knew I should have hedged. I did not. I'm not a believer in this team. I know they're good. I like Jeremy Fears Jr. I'll protect myself there. I like Ole Miss, though, man. And I got some futures that are really stupid at stupid prices. I'm just a Chris Beard guy. That said, in my bracket, I do not have Ole Miss here. But when we did a little hoop scoop like a month back, I took a shot with them to be here. So now I want to reward them. I'll go Ole Miss, not just to cover it 3.5, but on the money line, plus 150. I don't know how they do it, but I'm saying if they do it and Michigan State finally gets bounced, and I'm not on that side, I'm going to feel like a failure. So give me Ole Miss. Give me the fighting Lane Kiffins, the fighting Chris Beards, plus 150 on the money line, and plus 3.5 because we like to be safe. We always promote safe betting here. We're fading the Spartans one last time.
They're always the fighting Eli Mannings in my head. So, yeah, look, Ole Miss has greatly exceeded my expectations. I shouldn't have doubted Chris Beard. He's a tactician, a genius, Napoleon Bonaparte, if you will, there on the battlefield and being on the hardwood. He's done a marvelous job. I didn't expect this team to be tasting sweetness, but here we are. And I am going to doubt him. But I'm going to reserve any action additionally in Michigan State because I'm going to go to Michigan State's arch rival, and that is the Wolverines of Michigan. I'm going to go to an alt line I'm going to take the line down from 8.5 to 6.5. So shave it off by 2. So it's Michigan plus 6.5 against Auburn plus 145. Yeah, I'll roll the shoulders and get seduced by the Jews. It's just too many points. Way too many points, 8.5. I think even 6.5 is way too many as well. You know what the MO of Michigan is, right? It doesn't matter if they get down early. It doesn't matter if they get their horse out of the gate and start off fast. They're inevitably either going to win or they're going to lose a game by 4 points or fewer. That's just the story of their second half of the season, whether the Big Ten, whether out of conference, whether in the NCAA Tournament, quite frankly. We've already seen that narrative unfold. You look at Michigan, 35 in Torvik over last month. Whereas Auburn, number 8. Auburn, a heck of a lot better overall statistically. But the Tigers, they're 38 in EFG offense, but only 154 in effective field goal percentage defense in their last 8 games. So they're giving up 52.9% for 2. They've been good in perimeter defense, only giving up 30.2, but that's not the worry for Michigan because if Michigan can't shoot the 3 consistently and really adequately game in and game out. Where they beat you is off the bounce with Danny Wolf, that little, toss-up action to Vlad Golden and the flush downs there, beating you off of, that initial step time and time again. They're shooting 52.9% in the last 30 days, and number 18 as well in EFG defense. So I think Michigan has got a puncher's chance of winning and pulling off the stunner, maybe knocking off the first number 1 seed in this NCAA tournament. But even taking them on alt line at plus 6.5, just stay within spitting distance. Danny Wolf and company, and I think they could absolutely dusty make and get this done. The guy is also a brilliant tactician in his own right. So to recap, the Hail Mary for me, Wolverines plus 6.5 on the alt spread, plus 145. Hills to the yes there at BetMGM. All right, it's working an oddball bet, something off the beaten path. What has caught your eye?
You're not going to like mine, I could say that. I thought we were going to be on the same side because you've been, I was the one, I've been hyping up this Michigan team, but I think like Boys the Men sing about, man, I think they've come to the end of the road. Now, Bruce Pearl, okay. I'm going to hear this all week. Let's go to the trends, right? I'm on Auburn though to win it all, so I need this team to finally cover a number. They're 1-3 so far in postseason play against the number, including the SEC tournament and now here in the NCAA tournament. Bruce Pearl, 16 games in the tournament where his team had a seed advantage. He's 5-10-1 against the spread in those games, so just never covers, right? But since 2020, Bruce Pearl, boots to asses when it comes to the Big Ten. Auburn, Bruce Pearl, they've faced 6 Big Ten teams since 2020, 6-0 straight up, 5-1 against the number, covering the number by at least 11.6 points per game. We're going to need them to cover by 13, though, because we're taking Auburn to win by 12.5 points, plus 152. Make me feel good about my pick, man. I feel like everybody has Duke and Florida. Now I kind of wish I picked Duke or Florida because one of those teams is most likely going to win. I need my boys to show up here and look good for a change. So I'll roll with Auburn on an alt line, real small, at 12.5, meaning Michigan probably upsets them and wins that game outright.
No, this is a strong fade the noise. It's probably going to work out for you there. So one of us ultimately could win this thing, or it's going to land somewhere in the middle. And neither one of us wins it. Like Auburn wins between 8 and 12 points or 7 and 12 points. I lose on Michigan plus 6.5, and you lose on the alt spread here with the Tigers at minus 12.5.